Hello everyone! Yesterday I did a video about the NAM profiles that I actually use. I really like them. They sound so nice and so real. Wow, amazing. So, today I thought it was a good idea to talk about this guitar because I've had a lot of questions on my YouTube channels about which guitar I use in this track, You know, when it's just the backing track, you don't see me, and you don't see the guitar. And I've answered several times saying I have only one electric guitar, but people don't seem to believe the kind of variety of sound you can get out of this guitar. So, just a little background of how and why I bought this guitar. I've played this guitar since 2008. A friend asked me to go with him in the guitar shop because he needed me to choose a Gibson Les Paul. So I've gone with him to help. And when I've come in the shop, this guitar was on a stand up the ground like this. I saw it and I said, wow, this guitar is really beautiful. I really love the color and I still love it. So my friend has gone to the Les Paul side and I took this guitar to play it, to try it. I didn't want to buy anything. I was just there for helping. But I take this guitar and I start to play it randomly, nothing special, and without plugging it in. Just a few seconds. I don't lie, just a few seconds. And I was, wow, this guitar is truly phenomenal. Why and what made me say that? First, I felt it really, how to say that in English? As soon as I put it on me, it was mine. It was mine. No questions. No whatever. And what made me say this guitar sounds great, acoustically speaking, was when I played this guitar on the 11, 12, 13, 14 fret. And I started to bend. This guitar was doing, and is still doing, bubbles. Notes like bubbles. Yes, I know I do it really well. And I fell in love with this guitar right away. I remember the seller came to me and asked me, he knew me well, if I wanted to plug it in. And I said, no, bring me the case. I buy this guitar and he watches me, and I think he wondered if I was crazy because this guitar was a lot of money at the time. How could I buy it without plugging it in? But because I knew the pickups, I've had two look in the past before this one with the Floyd Rose and the Music Man Look 2. So I knew this set of pickups, even if it was not the same kit on the first one, but I knew the sound. I knew how the EMG's pickups sounded. And the second thing that really appealed to me was the neck. On these guitars, the neck is always a little bit different than another model. So you've got to check them out to see if you're okay with it. And this one, still to this day, is absolutely amazing for me. It plays so nice, so well, and that's how I bought this guitar. And since then, to be fair, I've lost interest in guitars, generally speaking, because I realized this guitar can give me everything. It is my voice. With it, I can play whatever I want. Being vintage, more modern stuff, and everything in between. This guitar can get you anywhere. And that's absolutely amazing. I'm really the kind of guy who needs one guitar. I've had many of them and some great ones. I've had Fender Jeff Beck, a Variots guitar, which was great. But I didn't feel it. It was a wonderful instrument. The finish was astounding, and the sound was great, and it was loaded with EMG pickups also, but not the same vibe as this one. I've also had Ibanez, John Petrucci, Steve Vai, Fender 62, reissue, and surely others. I don't remember. But as soon as I had this one between my hand, under my fingers, it was the end for anything else. This one gives me everything. I play this guitar since 17 years. And it's always the same pleasure. This guitar really inspires my playing. I give her my fingers and she gives me music. Both of us work really well together. So why searching for something else? This is my baby. My guitar baby. My baby guitar. And yes, I like it. And another thing I've discovered is I always set up my guitars by myself. I will go to a repairman if I need to change the frets or big things. But what about the setup? I do it. I've learned to do it. I've done a lot of errors and nonsense things, but now I can make it work, and it works fine, because when you do this and you have a real idea of what you want, it's good to do it by yourself if you can, because depending on how you set this and this up, the sound will change, the frequency will change. Everything can really evolve in a nice way, and maybe you can come to what your brain hears and your ears hear, and the idea of, and you can get to the idea, to the sound you have in your mind. Sorry, it's a little bit hard for me to explain this in English. It would be much simpler in French. So yes, I always play this guitar, and only this guitar, and I think it will always be the case, because once again, I don't need anything else. I can get Les Paul kind of tones, I can get Strats kind of tones, and anything in between. Because one important thing is also sound that you will get out of your instrument will depend on how you approach it, how you think about it. If you need a country kind of sound, tele kind of sound, you will need to pick differently. You will need to think differently. I hope you see what I mean. So yes, it's already a long video. I didn't want this to be so long, but that's the way it is. So yes, this guitar, only this guitar, and I love it, truly love it. Thanks, make music, enjoy, bye bye.